Now we are recording. Perfect. All right, you guys can hear me, right? We're good to go? Yes, yes. Drop a one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat if you can hear me right now. You guys can hear me. Y'all can see me. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. I'm so excited for today's lesson. I just asked to be guided by the Holy Spirit, that the Holy Spirit fills me and guides me, renews my mind, prepares me to communicate a great message to you guys, and that you guys are prepared to take something away that can really alter your paradigm and make new shifts in your business, in your income, your relationships, and the way you view the universe. You know, it's been an exciting time here in Colombia. By the way, let me introduce myself for those of you it's the first time. My name is DeAndre Saxton. I'm from San Diego, California. At the time of recording right now, I'm in Medellin, Colombia. I'm going back to Miami on Saturday, so I'm so excited to be back. And I am a certified Bob Proctor Consultant. So I work with the Uncle Bobby P, Bob Proctor. And I want you guys to let you know how big Bob Proctor is. I spoke to him one-on-one for the first time this weekend. He actually was coaching me up. I was telling him about what I've been doing. He has 1,400 consultants. I'm his number 2 consultant at 24 years old. And so I've been doing really good things in the company. And he's been coaching me up on getting to the next level, which is the $1 million a month mark. And so I need a lot of help changing in my own paradigm. And so that's been really exciting to learn from Uncle Bobby P. Guys, I want you to go ahead and drop in the chat right now one thing you're grateful for. So for those of you that have won the gratitude journals, you realize that in that gratitude journal, Uncle Bobby P literally guides you throughout your morning on the best way to get started. So drop in the chat right now one thing you're grateful for, because gratitude and love are the highest frequencies that are out there. And when you feel grateful, watch how more things come into your life. Be grateful for the money you have right now. I don't care if it's $20 in your bank account. I've been there when I had $20 in my bank account. I've been there when I had $3.27 in my bank account. I think I took a screenshot one time. Or if you have 30,000, 100,000, doesn't matter. I want you to be grateful for that amount of money. I want you to be grateful for the team that you have right now. All right. So I want you to go ahead and feel that gratitude really quickly. Okay. All right, guys. So this is what we're talking about today. Okay. We're talking about the law of compensation. We're talking about the laws of the universe. Right now I'm in the process of launching some Facebook ads. And, you know, I had to do a lot of research. I have 90 clients right now over the last 3 months. And I started getting down to the basics. Like what is it that people are struggling with in network marketing? You know, a lot of my clients are network marketing, or they're in sales, or they're entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. You know, they're in that space. I was getting down to the basics. Like what is the common denominator I'm seeing here? And I'm getting on the calls and I'm listening. And here's what I'm starting to hear. A lot of people think that their problem is outside of them. A lot of people are thinking their problem is the amount of followers that they have. They think their problem is their job or their spouse or their upline. I hear that a lot. Their upline is the problem. They don't have a mentor. They don't have somebody guiding them. And you know, the more I dive into the material with Bob, the more I realize that we are the only problems and we are the only solutions. If you're telling yourself that your problem is outside of you, I'm sorry that you're gonna have a struggle. You're gonna struggle for the next couple of years until you grow your awareness till you realize that you are the only problem and you are the only solution. Remember what I say and what Bob Proctor said. If you want to grow your income, if you want to grow your business, seek awareness. I'm actually going to get it tatted on me tomorrow, so I never forget that. If I want to increase my income, if you want to increase your income, seek awareness. What are you doing on this call here? Is you're seeking awareness. I'm not teaching you guys any strategies. I'm not going to teach you any tactics or any of that concepts. That's 5%. 95% of success is spiritual. And so I came down to the common denominator. Here's what most people are missing. If you're not where you're at, if you're not where you want to be in your business right now, whether you're stuck or whether you've been at the same income, maybe you've been at the $5,000 a month mark for the last 6 months and you feel a little stuck. Here's what's missing, and here's what the lack is. Lack of understanding yourself, the laws of your being, your mind. That's what a lot of people are missing. They don't understand themselves. They don't understand where they come from. They don't understand their mind, their vibrations, their feelings. They don't understand where their anxiety comes from. They don't understand where their doubt comes from. They don't understand where this lack and limitations come from. How the hell can you run a business when you're doubting and limiting all day? That's number one. Number two is the laws of the universe. They're lacking the understanding of the laws of the universe. They don't understand the law of attraction. They watch The Secret and think they're a boss now. They watch a couple YouTube videos for free and they think they're ready to be a millionaire. Like, come on, guys. You guys, come on. Like, I've been studying this directly from Uncle Bobby P for 6 months, and let me tell you, I don't know shit. I don't know anything. You cannot grasp what's going on right now in the universe and the good things that are happening. But as you begin to study, as you begin to grow yourself, things begin to move in your life. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story. I had my second ayahuasca ceremony this past Saturday. And guys, like, the more I practice ayahuasca, for those of you that know what it is plant medicine. The more I grow my awareness, the more I realize we are all connected. The more I realize that we come from the great I am, the great energy, the great love. We call him God. We as humans, we have different languages. There's only one language. It's called love. That's why you can go to Germany or Italy or Colombia, not speak the language, but still make friends, because we all understand one universal language. Is called love. And that we all have these different religions, but we all try to communicate the same message and understand the one power, the one true source, right? And so I had this ayahuasca ceremony, and I realized that, guys, our problems are so freaking small. Like I want you, in the grand scheme of what the hell's going on, because I was stuck. Some of you might be in the same situation as me. I'm moving in. Here I am in Colombia. I'm moving back to Miami. I'm trying to get an apartment. I'm running credit on an apartment. I'm trying to find a car, running credit on a car, trying to grow my business, trying to take care of my clients, trying to get my flight back, trying to pack. Like, holy shit. I don't know who had a week like that. Who's having a week like that where it's like you're having this and that and this and that, and you're like so caught up on the little things. But then you step back and you're like, does this shit even matter? Like, will I die if this doesn't get solved today? Like, we get so consumed. And when I had my ayahuasca ceremony, it just brought me back to reality. Like, bruh, just love up on people. Everything is going to work out in your favor. Remember what I say, guys. We're studying an article right now in Bob Proctor's Inner Circle. And it says, my mind is a center of divine operation, AKA God lives in you. He lives in every cell of your body. My mind is a center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression. Always for expansion and fuller expression. What does that mean? Your mind is always going to find ways to expand your being, to expand your awareness, and to expand your spirit. It's always going to be in your favor. Steve Jobs says that we can't connect the dots moving forward, but we can connect the dots moving backwards. So we must hope that moving forward that the dots are going to connect. I love that line, because I want you guys to sit back right now and think about all the shit that happened to your life, whether good or bad, and connect the dots moving backwards. You'll realize that everything was in your favor. That person left you. That boyfriend cheated on you. That parent, didn't take care of you. I got raised by my grandparents. I never had parents in my life. I'm so happy and grateful my grandparents raised me, because that's who I am today. If not, I'd probably be in jail or doing some bullshit if I was raised in Texas with my mom. But my grandpa raised me, who had a solid foundation. And so I am who I am because of my grandfather. But at the time, I didn't think my parents loved me and this and this and all. Nah, everything happens for your expansion, fuller expression when you realize that. Y'all hearing me? Y'all hearing me or what, guys? Y'all hearing me or what? So let's do this, guys. So we're going to hop into the law of compensation right now. We're going to hop into one of the laws of the universe. There's many laws. I'm still studying the laws. There's 7 laws of the universe. Right now, what we're going to talk about is the law of compensation, the law of money. So right now, if your income is not where you want it to be, is because you're not in alignment with the laws of the universe. If your income is not where you want it to be, it's because you're not in alignment with the law of compensation. Let's hear about it. Law of compensation. All right, let's cover the law of compensation, guys. So here is what the law of compensation clearly states. Because right now you might be saying like, you know what, DeAndre, I've been trying network marketing now for 6 months, for a year, for 3 years, for 5 years. And I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's working. Or you might be in sales and you might be signing into DMs and things aren't really working out for you. Or you might be successful already. You might be at the 10K, 20K, 30K per month, and you want to get to the 100K, the 200K, the $1 million mark. Here's what you have to understand. The law of compensation clearly states that the amount of money you earn will always be an exact ratio to 3 things. The amount of money that you earn will always be an exact ratio to 3 things. Number 1, the need for what you do. Is there a need for what you do? Is there a need for what you do? You see, if you're in a network marketing company and somebody's already earning the 10, the 20, the 100, the $300,000 a month, then you already understand there's a need for what you do. If you're creating your own business from scratch, now that's a little bit more difficult. If there's other people in your industry successful and earning income, then there is a need for what you do. You see, what I teach with Bob Proctor's been teaching us for 60 years. He's been running seminars and programs and books and events. There's a need for what we do. There is a need for myself as a consultant to share in the awareness of the world, to help people grow in their awareness, so they can grow their income, grow their and just expand their life. Think of a doorman, okay? Think of a doorman when you're going to a hotel or a valet. Now, there's nothing wrong with the valet person, right? We need them, but are they really needed at a very deep level? No, which is why they probably earn less than $30,000 a year. Is there need for what you do? Number 2, your ability to do it. How good are you at what you do? How good are you in your industry? Are you a master in your industry? If you're selling insurance, are you good at it? Are you able to communicate the offer? Are you able to prospect, find, and serve people? If you're network marketing, are you a pro? Are you, what is it? GoPro, Eric Worre. Are you a pro? Are you a professional network marketer? It's your ability to do the activity. It's your ability to do your profession that dictates your income. And number 3, the difficulty there will be in replacing you. The difficulty there will be in replacing you. You see, if you're not very good at what you do, you can easily be replaced. The doorman and the valet dude can be replaced by the next high schooler or the next guy out of college. He can be easily replaced, which is why he earns less than $20 an hour, $15 an hour, wherever you guys are at in the United States. Are you the top performer on your team? Are you the top performer in your company? Are you a top performer in your industry? Because if you're not, and you can be easily replaced by the next person, that's why your income is not where you want to be. It doesn't matter the length of time. It doesn't. You see, you can join a network marketing company and 90 days later, be at the top in your industry. That's what happened to me. I joined Bob Proctor, and within 90 days, I had my first 6-figure month. Boom. How did that happen? I became very difficult to replace because I brought my own personality out of this. You see, I want you to check yourself for real. Can you be easily replaced? If somebody was to join your network marketing company, would they be able to replace you in 30 days? Your skill level? Would they be able to outperform the team you've built, the sales you produced last month? You see, that's what's going on right now. If you're easily replaceable, it's going to be very difficult. You know what? I look up to Alex Morton. Alex Morton is a great person, a great a mentor I look up to. He was mentored by Bob Proctor from 21 years old. He's a vice president of a great company, earning millions of dollars per year, serving millions of people, has a great presence. When he has a great lifestyle. When he opens his mouth, people listen. He's aware. That's why he gets paid $30 million a year. Because he's very difficult to replace. That's the person I look up to. He's like the young Bob Proctor that I'm looking up to. You see, out of these 3 laws here, there's only one you need to focus on right now. Because right now, there's already need for what you do. If you're network marketing, if you're already with an established company, there's already need for what you do. Now, if you focus on this one right here, if you focus on number 2, your ability to do it, number 3 will fall into place. If you focus on mastering whatever you do, if you focus on becoming a professional network marketer, a professional salesman, or whatever industry you're in, if you focus your ability to do that, you will see massive changes in your income. Because if you master it, guess what? You're going to be very difficult to replace. You'll be very difficult to replace if you're the number 1 producer on your team, the number 1 income earner, the number 1 recruiter, the number 1 sales, a team that has sales volume, the number 1 leader. You're good at leadership and getting people to replicate. You focus on this, everything else will come into play. So let's talk about the 3 income earning strategies. Guys, it's so crazy. I'm 24 years old. I didn't know any of this shit. I didn't know anything about credit. You know, my credit went to shit in 2017 because I didn't know credit. I was like, you know, I get a credit card, free money. I didn't know that credit would be affecting me at 24 years old now when I try to get a car. I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't know shit about money. I didn't know about how to save it. I didn't know how to earn it. My grandparents said the only way to earn, I only thought the only way to earn income was to go get a degree and get a job. I thought that was the only way to earn income. I never once thought that, you know what? Millionaires are running businesses. Like, I would see it, but I never saw myself doing it because I didn't know any other way. Like, I didn't process the fact that, you know what? That celebrity is running a multi-million-dollar company. That athlete is in the industry of selling shoes, running a business. I thought that for me to earn millions, I had to go become an engineer. That was my game plan. Y'all want to know my game plan at 19 years old was to become an engineer and buy a freaking Ferrari. Like, for real, like, that was my thinking process, but I didn't know anything. But guess what? It's not the job of our parents and our guardians to share with us how to earn income. You're an adult now. If you're over the age of 18, you're an adult now, and you should not be operating on those old paradigms. You can grow your own awareness and you become the master of your own life, the captain of your own ship. You just have to grow your awareness of other ways of earning income. Let's talk about it. So there's 3 ways of earning income. Let's talk about M1, M2, and M3. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about M1. M1, 96% of the at least the United States, most likely the world, but let's just say United States. 96% of the United people in the United States fall into the category of M1. They trade their time for money. They go to a job. It's called a 9-to-5. I don't care. I don't even care if you're self-employed, because self-employed people fall in this category. If you're a therapist and it's your business, but you're still running it, trading your time for money, doing one-on-one sessions, guess what? You're still in the M1 category, trading time for money. Guys, time is the most valuable thing that we have. Time is actually a really interesting subject. When you take ayahuasca, you actually get introduced to the whole theory of time. It's a really interesting thing. Like, you start to reevaluate what time is when you have an ayahuasca or DMT, a peyote, or any of those things. You start to reevaluate what's the meaning of time. But time is the most valuable thing that we have, and 96% of people are doing that. Now let's talk about M2. M2 is 3% of the people. 3% of the world falls into the M2 category. What is the M2 category? Is they trading money for money? This is also known as investors. Okay, they have the investment strategy. They have the million, the 200 million, the 300 million, and their millions make more millions. 3% of people earn their money this way. They just sit on their investments. That's good, but guess what? A lot of people don't have millions to start with. I didn't start with any millions. My grandparents didn't give me any money. They've helped me out with everything else they could, but they didn't give me any money. And then we have M3, the 1%. Only 1% of the world earns income in the M3 category. But I want you to understand 96% of the money earned in the world goes to the 1%. Let me repeat that. 96% of the wealth that is earned each year goes to the 1% in the M3 income strategy. What is the M3 income strategy? There it is, 96%. It's multiplying your time with multiple sources of income. Multiple sources of income, M3. The people at the top, you should not be hating on people at the top. There should be no hate at the people earning millions of dollars a year. Because guess what? The same power they use to create their millions lives in you. The same God that guided them can guide you. You guys aren't any different. Multiple sources of income. If you're network marketing, getting a new distributor is multiple sources of income. If you're selling insurance or anything like that, brokerage, getting new agents, multiple sources of income. You see, right now in the world, everything is digitalized. We're so connected. I want you guys to understand that right now, right now as we speak, I'm live with all 70 of you guys right now. So I'm live physically here with you. I'm also live streaming to Facebook. So I have a whole nother audience on Facebook watching me right now. The recording is going to be posted to my Facebook. So people over the next few days, over the next few weeks can continue to watch this training and potentially become my client. I want you to know that right behind my computer screen, I have my DSLR camera that's recording in high definition and high quality audio ready to be edited and posted on my YouTube channel for my YouTube followers. I have another 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. So here I am spending 1 hour with a live audience on Facebook and on YouTube. And I can even be live on Instagram right now, which I'll go live on Instagram too, because shit, why not? My phone's sitting there anyways. So why not go live on Instagram? So let's do it, guys. So now we're live on Instagram as well. Whoa. So that's what I'm saying here. Multiple sources of income. Do you have income online? Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have more distributors, more agents? How big is a team? Building a team. For me, like right now, I'm not at the M3 level yet. I'm still in the M1. I'm still in the M1 category because I'm still new to this whole seminar industry. So I'm literally Bob Proctor in the flesh. I'm the 24-year-old Bob Proctor coming up over the next 40 years. So I need to build a team. I have 2 sales leaders right now that are helping me out with this. But right now, I'm doing all the work, but that's okay. If you're still in the M1 category, that's okay. You can transition over to the M3 category. So family, if you're relying on your income, only your income and your efforts and your time to live the lifestyle that you want, you will always forever be broke. You will always be in the rat race, trying to make shit happen, trying to work your way to the top. You see, Uncle Bobby P, Bob Proctor's in the M3 category. He has millions of dollars. Man, I don't even know how much Uncle Bobby P makes. I told him one time what my highest income month was, and he said, DeAndre, if I earned that much, I would be scared. I could not even live on that income. I was like, holy shit, I thought that was a lot of income. And he's like, bro, I can't even live on that. So Uncle Bobby P is making millions of dollars a month. Why? Multiple sources of income. When you study with Bob Proctor, and that's what I'm studying here. That's why you're on this call. This call is not for DeAndre. This call is from Bob Proctor and you. I'm just a messenger because Uncle Bobby P can't be here. So this call is for two people learning from Uncle Bobby P so he can guide you to growing your income. And we can show you how to turn your annual income into your monthly income. I want everybody on a piece of paper right now, write down what's your annual income on a piece of paper right now. What is your annual income? What did you earn last year? 30,000, 50,000 last year, 100,000? Now I want you to imagine if you turned that into your monthly income. So everybody right now, write down what you earned last month. Compensation. Okay, so now that everybody wrote down, next to it, I want you to write down per, that was per year, now per month. I want you to write down, what would your life look like if you earned that per month? If you started earning if you earned $30,000 last year, what if you started earning $30,000 a month? What would your life look like? I want you to sit in this feeling. Close your eyes right now. I want everybody to close your eyes just for 1 minute. And take that number that you earned last year and imagine you earned that this month and the next month and the next month and the next month. How would you feel? I want you to bring to the screen of your mind right now what your life looks like. Where do you live? What kind of house do you have? Do you have multiple houses? Where? Miami, Florida, New York, Puerto Rico, Europe? Where? What kind of car are you driving? Are you driving that Tesla? What car are you driving? What car did you get for your parents, for your spouse, for your kids? What school are your kids going to? How do you feel right now? That is completely possible. And you can literally do that in the next 6 months, if not faster. If not faster. Imagine turning your yearly income into your daily income. On Mother's Day, I earned in 1 day what I earned my first 2 years of entrepreneurship. Because I started growing my awareness from Bob Proctor and I study this every single day. I study. I don't just hop on calls to get more information. I don't study information. I study the laws of myself and the laws of the being. Those are my being and the laws of the universe. Those are the only two things that I study. That is it. I don't study tactics. I study laws of myself, laws of the universe. Because of that, what I earned my first 2 years of entrepreneurship from 19 years old to 20 years old, 21 years old, even more, I think like 22. From 19 to 22 years old, I earned that on Mother's Day this year, 1 day. You can do that. You can do that, but you must grow your awareness, guys. Multiple sources of income is the key here. MSIs, multiple sources of income. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're getting a lot of value from this right now. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're getting a lot of value from this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Got it, got it, got it. Okay, guys, here, I want to make a transition, right? Maybe I'll do a series, okay? Maybe we'll do a series. I highly recommend this book, guys, The Science of Getting Rich. This is if you want to increase your income, this is the only book you should be reading right now. Bob Proctor has a whole seminar around this book. He has a seminar around the paradigm shift. He's having it this weekend. By the way, I highly recommend you go to that seminar. I'll be at that seminar. It's a virtual seminar. He has the paradigm shift and he has the science of getting rich. This right here, honestly, I think this one's a little bit better than Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is like very like it's thick. It's very there's a lot of moving parts in Think and Grow Rich. This right here, I believe is better. I think it's more spiritual. I think thinking because the program is called Thinking into Results and then Think and Grow Rich. So I think Think and Grow Rich is a lot more tactical and a lot more mental and intellectual, where I believe that this one right here, yeah, I think I got this for like $5 or something, guys. This thing has made me lots of money, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. In this one, it's more spiritual. He's talking about tapping into the infinite. He talks about God and tapping into God and all this kind of stuff. It's really good. And maybe I'll break this down, and every single week I can share a couple snippets from this. It's a quick read. You could probably finish it in a couple days. I want to read you a couple lines from here. I was reading today. A lot of people are afraid of the concept of money. I'm gonna talk about chapter 5 right now. A lot of people are afraid of the concept of money. Okay, I don't know. I mean, we all have paradigms. We all have paradigms. It is what it is. But I want you to understand the power that lives in you and the team that you're on. You're on God's team, and God's team is for expansion and fuller expression. You know, I'm going to talk about that right now in chapter 5. Every living thing must continually seek for the enlargement of its life, because life in the mere act of living must increase itself. We must get rich. We must get rich so that we can live more. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for larger life-seeking fulfillment. Your desire to earn more income is the spiritual DNA of God living in you, wanting to expand. The same energy that makes the plants reach for the sky to get nourishment from the sun and from the atmosphere, the same energy that grows the oak tree, the same energy that grows the corn that nourishes our body, the same energy that does that for the plants lives in you, and it's called wanting more money. We must get rich so that we can live more. The desire for riches is simply the capacity for larger life-seeking fulfillment. Guys, this line blew my mind this morning. Everybody listen to me. Everybody stop what you're doing. If you're texting, stop it. Stop what you're doing right now, and everybody listen to me right now. This line right here, when you realize that God is on your side, who dare be against you? That negative spirit that lives in you. Guys, the negative spirit. You see, the devil's not some dude with horns and a pitchfork like modern society says. That's not the devil. The devil is the still small voice in your head that says, oh, you don't need to do it today. It's okay to sleep in. It's okay to go out and drinking. It's okay to date that girl even though you know it's not going to work out. That's the devil working in your mind. I highly recommend listening to the audio Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That book will change your life about the whole concept of the devil. The devil's not some dude in the ground. It's the devil with the still, small, negative voices that guide you throughout the day. Check this out, guys. It is the desire of God that you should get rich. He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you. If you have plenty of resources to use and giving him expression, he can live more in you. Guys, drop the mic right there. Drop the freaking mic. Yo, drop a 7 in the chat right now. Drop the mic. Drop a 7 in the chat right now. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that right now. We're talking about the science of getting rich. It is the desire of God, the great I am, the great power, the great source, the great Father, the great shepherd, the goodness. It is his desire that you should get rich. Why? Some of you, your paradigm might be popping up right now, like, oh my God, rich is and this and that, and rich people are bad. No, it's not. That's what your family told you. That's what the devil told you. Why does he want you to get rich? He wants you to get rich because he can express himself better through you when you have plenty of resources to use in giving him expression. If you don't have money, you don't have the resources to expand. You don't have the resources to give. You're only thinking about you and your bills. When you're earning $200,000 a month, $300,000 a month, $1 million a month, you can expand more. You can tip better. You can provide more service. You're not worried about money. Like, I just run this call for free because I love expanding. Like, I'm not worried about money. Like, I'm not worried about money. I have savings and I have money coming in every single day. So I can just expand and work on my awareness and working at being a better communicator. If I was worried about money, I would probably be out there sliding in DMs and trying to close sales, but not. I have a cushion of income. I have resources. I can go to Miami and book an apartment on the 28th floor in downtown Miami in one of the nicest buildings. I have resources. Because of that, I'll probably network with some of the nicest, coolest people in downtown Miami. When you have the resources, he can live better through you. The universe desires you to have everything that you want. Nature is friendly to your plans. Everything is naturally for you. I want to share, can I share something about my ayahuasca experience with you guys about this concept? Y'all want to hear this? Some of you might not know what ayahuasca is. It changed my life, guys. So my first experience of ayahuasca, you guys can watch it on my YouTube channel. Maybe if somebody can go on my YouTube channel, post a link in the chat right now. It's at Miami Patron on my YouTube channel. I posted it last night. So my first ayahuasca experience, it was very spiritual, very, like, I felt God's energy. This last one was more about my life as far as moving back to Miami and stuff. But my first one was, I felt the energy of God and the guidance. And you must realize that we are like the Bible's, like, I'm literally getting into the Bible. I want you to know that, like, I'm starting to barely read the Bible. Like this whole energy of, like, coming from God came from feeling this ayahuasca experience and, like, seeing God move in my life. Like I go to church, yeah, but I'm starting to barely hop into the Bible, guys. Like, really, this is literally feelings and experiences that I've had naturally with the Father. So when I had this ayahuasca experience, I realized that we come from him. We are his children, and that he's doing everything in his best interest for us to win. Everything in the world, every situation is for you, not to you. Everything is for you, not to you. And then what God does, you see, God is not a person. He doesn't have a face. Like we try to humanize him, but he doesn't have a face. If we were to see God, he would scare us. That's where the fear of God comes from, because he's so powerful. And so what happens is he uses us to show his greatness on this earth. And we call it business. We call it giving. You see, we're in business right now. In the human world, we call it a business. But what we're actually doing is taking the power from God. He's using us as a vessel to communicate his goodness. You see, when you recruit that woman into your business, she can quit her job and spend more time with her kids. You see, when you recruit that guy and he becomes a better trader, now he can retire his moms and pay off his student loans and not stress out. You see, what we're doing is the Father is giving us guidance, and he's coming to and through us to guide. When you understand that, who dare be against you? How dare you doubt? How dare you wake up this morning and doubt if you're going to make your car payment? How dare you wake up and say that, oh, she might not want to join my business? How dare you doubt when you know where you come from and what you're doing on this earth? When you know that the God and the universe is for your expansion and fuller expression. See, guys, what you're realizing right now, some of you are having revelations. This is natural. This is the natural state. You just lack awareness. You realize this, right? When you realize that you don't have to know how. You just have to know where you come from, and that everything will work out. You may not know how to recruit. You may not have the best upline. You may not have a mentor. You may not be the best salesman. But if you know where you come from, and then if you stay persistent and you don't quit, you will win. You will win. Somebody say something in the chat. How you guys liking today's call? Somebody say something. I'm loving this right now. Somebody say something. You want to get rich in order that you may eat, drink, and be merry when it's time to do these things. In order that ye may surround yourself with beautiful things see distant lands, feed your mind, and develop your intellect, in order that you may love others and do kind things, and be able to play a good part in helping the world find truth. Let me break down what I just said right there. Here's a checkpoint. Everybody, we're gonna go through a checklist. Here's what God wants you to do. I wrote this right here on my little sticky note. Here's what God wants you to do. He wants you to eat, drink, and be merry. He wants you to fill your body with nourishment. He doesn't want you to go to frickin' McDonald's. He wants you to eat the best foods. If you're vegan, whatever, if you want the best steak, the best wines, the best foods in your life. You see, when I was broke in Miami, living on $900 a month, I was eating Wendy's and McDonald's and Subway and bullshit. And my acne came up and it was just shit. When you don't have income, and obviously you don't, that's an exaggeration when I was living like that. But even if you're earning the $3,000 to $5,000 a month, you're not eating the nourishment that you really need. You're not eating the organic foods and the foods that you really want. God wants you to eat, drink, and be merry. He wants you to surround yourself with beautiful things. Beautiful things. Whatever that means to you. Beautiful objects, beautiful sceneries, a beautiful car, a beautiful wife, a beautiful husband, beautiful children. Guess what? When you earn more money, your kids go to better schools. He wants you to travel and see distant lands. He wants you to go to Europe. He wants you to come to America. He wants you to go to South America. He wants you to travel and see the world that he created with his word. He wants you to develop your awareness. That's what, the more you develop your awareness, the more you draw closer to him. That's why I see this as a ministry. The more I help you understand where you come from, the more you draw closer to him. How can you not know the power that lives in you and the infinite expansion that you can literally do anything? When he said that God was created in our image, we were created in his image. That is what he's talking about. God being the creator, we were put on this earth to create. We can create anything that we want. The only problem is the devil lives in the darkness in your mind. The devil is not a person. He's the darkness that lives in your mind in the lack of awareness. Animalistic awareness levels. Animalistic awareness levels. Most people operate at an animalistic level. They react. They don't respond, they react. They're emotional creatures. Somebody pisses them off and they go off in flames. Somebody does something and they go off in hate and envy and greed. That is animalistic. When you grow your awareness, the more you draw closer to the light and more it expands. He wants you to love others more. The more you understand yourself, the more you get to love yourself, the more you can love others. You can't love others if you don't love yourself. If you see hate in the world, it's because you hate yourself. If somebody is doing atrocities to another human being, it's because they hate themselves. Racism is for people that hate themselves. And so they hate themselves, they show hate to the outside world. God gets very sad when we hurt each other. When I had my ayahuasca ceremony, he started showing me all the atrocities we do to each other. That's why he gave us the word. Like, guys, it was trippy. Like, yo, psychedelics are crazy, guys. But no, like, for real. Like, he started showing me, like, the Holocaust. You know, the George Floyd situation. Like, he brought up the George Floyd, the Holocaust. And it got scary to the point I said, I don't want to feel this. It was deep sadness that he started feeling. He gets very sad at what we do to each other. That's why he wants us to expand, because the more we expand, the more we love ourselves, the more we draw love into others. That's why he told me the universal language is love. That's why he said, and that's why in the Bible it just says, love one another. You love others more. You do kind things. When you love others, you do kind things. And the next one, and I think this one's the most important, and then we'll transition to a mastermind, is God wants you to help others discover the same power within themselves. God wants you to help others expand their awareness. Why do you think that as human beings, the number one desire that we have is to help others. If you get down to the basics of why people do what they do, you will realize that we are on this earth to help others. When you're 80 years old, do you think you care about the Lamborghini or the fact you have $11 million instead of $9 million? Do you think you care? No, you really want to just help others. Why? Because that's the only thing we're supposed to do on this earth, because we were created in his image and God just wants to help us. Our desires as human beings come from the Father, and the Father wanting to help us is why you want to help others. You want to help others grow in their awareness. What's the best way you can help somebody? The best way you can help somebody is help them grow their awareness. You know, in the book, he talks about poverty and charity and the whole concept of this. And he says that, you know, charity being good. Hold on, Instagram family can't hear me. Can you guys hear me now on Instagram? Yo, can you guys hear me on Instagram now? Oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying right now, guys? Sorry about that. Okay, hold on. The Instagram guys can't hear me. I'm going live again. All right. What was I talking about? My bad, guys. Best way to help others. Okay. Oh, best way to help others is helping them grow their awareness. Oh, charity. Oh, he was talking about charity. The best way to help is not to give. Like, yes, you can give like products and stuff, but the best way to help is to help them grow their awareness. Help them grow their awareness. I don't know what chapter it is, but once I get to that point, I will share it. But helping others grow in their awareness is the best way you can help them. It's like the whole concept of teaching a man to fish or giving a man a fish. Because if I can, think about this, if I can help you guys realize what I've experienced in the last, guys, my life just changed so fast in the last 6 months, from learning, growing my awareness with Bob Proctor, going and having 2 ayahuasca ceremonies. Like, I am not even the same person that stepped in this country back in March. And then I'm stepping back in Miami, a completely different person, spiritually, awareness level, enlightenment, all these different things. And if there's one thing I can communicate to you guys over this call, and why I love running these calls here, it's just everything I learned in awareness to share it to you. Remember, the Holy Spirit is in me now because I asked the Holy Spirit to fill me, and is using me as a human vessel to communicate and connect to the deeper spirits that live into you. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So when I communicate to your spirit, you feel it, you're attentive, you listen, you're inspired, you take action, you make changes in your life, and then you do it for the others. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Yo, somebody say something in the chat. Y'all loving this or what? I'm vibing right now. Who's vibing right now? Who's vibing right now? All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do now. We're going to transition over to a mastermind. Okay. My man Peter's in the chat right now. Guys, if you want to schedule a strategy session with me, I had some spots open up for a one-on-one strategy session with me. What I'll do, guys, is here's how I see this, guys. I'm just a messenger from Bob Proctor. Literally. Think about everything I'm learning in the last 3 months. I learned from Bob Proctor. Imagine where you will be if you learn directly with him. I had somebody ask me, you're like, DeAndre, what's the difference from being on your call and then being in the program with Bob Proctor? I said, well, you're learning straight from the source. It's like the difference between reading the Bible yourself and then learning from it from a friend. It's just a different language. Like, it's just different. You know, and obviously I'm not comparing Bob's stuff to the Bible, but you get what I'm saying. Is I highly recommend, guys, you take the program. Like, I'm a testimonial of it, but even if I didn't sell it and I didn't offer it, I would still tell all my friends to take it. Because, guys, I would tell my homies, like, bro, like, you'll never be the same. And it's not a program about money. It's not a program about business. It's a program about yourself. Understanding yourself. Understanding your paradigm, understanding the negative things that are going on in your mind, understanding why you're doubting in the morning, understanding why you fear, why you have anxiety, why you can't do that Instagram video, why you can't prospect, why you've been stuck at the same rank for 6 months. why you can't quit your job, why you're not attracting leaders. That's what it's all about. Understanding yourself and understanding the laws of the universe. And I highly recommend, guys, if you guys schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me, I'll tell you guys about the program. And I'm completely transparent. I'm completely honest. I'll ask my clients. I'm one of the most transparent people you ever meet. I highly recommend. My man Peter dropped in the chat. Book a strategy session with me. We'll have a one-on-one chat. And on the chat, guys, it's all about you. I'm not selling you anything. It's literally, I'm a doctor. I'm not a salesman. I'm a doctor. What does a doctor do? You go to the doctor and he starts asking you a question. How do you feel? Do you have coughs? What's your symptoms? Do you have a fever? And I'm doing the same thing. What's your ideas about money? What's in your paradigm? How do you feel about this? And I'm literally addressing the problems in your paradigm, and I'll tell you what's going on. I'll tell you the things in your paradigm that are stopping you from your business. It's not information that's stopping you. It's the paradigm, the ideas in your mind that are stopping you in business. And on the strategy call, guys, we'll talk about that, okay? So I highly recommend you book that. It's in the chat right now. Or you can just message me on Instagram at Miami Patron. So guys, so let's go ahead and transition over to a mastermind right now. So here's what we'll do on the mastermind. Click on participants. Click on the bottom of your screen. Click on participants. There's going to be a button that says raise your hand. Okay, so you'll raise your hand. I'll unmute you, and then I'll coach you up right here. Okay, Bobby C. We got Bobby C and Uncle Bobby P. Asked to unmute. Okay, go ahead and unmute yourself. Bob, go ahead.
Yo.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Blessed and highly favored, bro. Blessed and highly favored, like every day.
Absolutely.
What's your question, man?
You know, I was just asking, because I got introduced to this, sorry, let me mute that. Okay, so the program with Bob Proctor, how would you even get into that?
So when you book a strategy session with me, if I feel you're a good fit, I'll tell you more about the details, and then I can get you enrolled with the company. So when you book a call with me, I see if you're a good fit and if you're at the right time, and if Bob can actually help you. So in the chat, you can book the one-on-one call with me. I just here I'll post it again. So you can book a call with me, and if I feel like you're a good fit and that Bob would help you, then I'll tell you more about it, bro.
All right, cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Any other questions, or that was it?
That was it, really.
Okay. All right, guys, go ahead and I'll take some more questions. Anything about law of attraction, manifestation, anything right now, I'll cover it for you guys. Raise your hand. Click on participants. Raise your hand. Don't be nervous, guys. Like, there's no need to be nervous. I know you can get nervous because when I speak to Bob Proctor, I get so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? Like, guys, don't worry about it. Nobody's gonna know you mess up. You have a question right now, just answer it or ask it, and I'm here to help you guys out, okay? All right, so no questions then? All right, guys, so if you have no questions and nobody wants to get their questions answered, if you guys are still nervous, I thought today's session was pretty fire. I thought you guys would be like going off crazy, like, yo, left and right, wanting to ask questions. You have questions all day. Yeah. I just don't know what we are doing. I don't know what that means. Okay, Andrew, go ahead. Man, Andrew, you're probably going to ask me something about myself. What's up, Andrew?
What's good, bro? How are you?
Blessed and highly favored, man.
Love it. No one wanted to ask a question. I was like, man, I'm going to ask a question. I always have questions. But yeah, brother. So for me, I watched your YouTube video, the ayahuasca. Bro, that was crazy. But I had nothing ever against that because I always had friends that were always trying to convince me to do it and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I know a lot of highly strategy people are doing things like that. Like I saw Gerard Adams, like he talked about his whole mushrooms and ayahuasca and everything. And I was like, okay, well, I have nothing against it. But for me, it's like, what made you take that leap of faith? Was it because of, so what made you really take that leap of, you know what, I'm just going to try it and we'll see what happens? Like,
Yeah, so the ayahuasca, cool. So
yeah, bro.
yeah, good question. So why did I decide to do ayahuasca? I started doing research into it. Like I've done DMT before. Like one time, I didn't even know what the shit was. Like I was in New York one day. He's like, "Yo, try this DMT thing," and I did research into it. I'm like, "Yo, is this a drug?" Because I don't do. By the way, I don't do any drug. I don't even smoke weed. Like I smoke like once every 3 months. Like I don't do anything. Like I don't do anything. I'm very clean. But I'm spiritual. And I did research into DMT and I tried this thing and I was like, yo, that's crazy. When I did DMT, you smoke it out of a little pen. It's a natural plant. We actually have DMT in our brain. What happens is it strengthens it. And when you do DMT, it only lasts 5 minutes. So I was okay with it. And when I felt it, I did the DMT. I felt like so much love. And I felt a lot of love. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty crazy. You know, so that was my first experience. So that was like a 5-minute thing I had in New York one time. And then I'm in South America, and then a lot of the people like to do the South Colombian things, you know? I got my teeth done, cosmetic surgery, you go to nice restaurants, you go doing like stuff for, you know, cheap, paragliding, ATVs. So I got the whole works done. And some of the things people come down here for is for ayahuasca. And I was like, what? Ayahuasca? And I was like, okay, what is ayahuasca? I started doing research. And like, I don't do any drugs. Like if it was like man-made, I wouldn't do it. But then I started doing research into it, the study behind it, what it does to you, the spiritual enlightenment, started watching testimonials on YouTube. And I was like, that's pretty crazy. So actually I wanted to do ayahuasca last time I was here in Colombia, but I was so broke, I couldn't afford it. I think it was like $100. I was that broke, I couldn't afford it. And then I came back this time back in March and I had scheduled my session, but then the pandemic happened. So we delayed it. And so I reached out to him because I was like, man, I'm about to leave Colombia right now. I'm getting an apartment. Man, I should probably try this out because I don't know the next time I'm going to be back. So I reached out to him. He's like, I'll have a private session with you. So it was a little bit more expensive. It was $180, which is still pretty cheap in Colombia if you think about it. So I had the session and I was like, you know what? I started doing, okay, so what ayahuasca and DMT does is it releases your ego. I talked about it in my YouTube channel. It releases the ego and control. You see, a lot of times we try to control things. We're trying to control our business, control income, control our business, control things. And when you go into ayahuasca, you release all that control. You release everything because what happens is it makes new connections in the mind. It releases the conscious mind and the subconscious mind comes up. So think about the road most commonly taken. So right now in your brain, your brain has millions of roads and it takes the same cycles and habits, the same thinking patterns, the same habits, the paradigm. Okay. So what happens when you take ayahuasca, what it does is releases the consciousness and makes new roads. It makes new connections. So let's just say this part, I don't know the brain, but let's just say this part of the brain doesn't normally connect to this part of the brain. But with ayahuasca, it does. They start making new connections in the brain. And so you'll start having new different ideas and new different thoughts. And it just releases new traumas. It's a healing medicine. So what happens is you'll make these new connections. And what you'll do is you'll purge out the negative energy. You'll purge out all the bad stuff that's holding you back. You'll purge out everything, all the bad relationships. You'll purge out anything that's bad. For example, but this is really cool. I know this is like a business call, but I want you guys to know every time you have sexual relationships with somebody, you connect to their spirit infinitely. Their spirit lingers on your spirit and everybody they were with connects with you too. So what happens typically when you purge, you'll purge out that negative energy from like an ex-girlfriend and all this stuff. So you'll purge that out. You'll purge out. And like, for example, if you smoke cigarettes, it's a really interesting thing if you look into it. It's like banned in the United States, but it has more healing power than fucking depressants and all this shit. Most people that smoke cigarettes, they go and have ayahuasca, they never smoke a cigarette again. People who are alcoholics, they'll go have one session and never touch alcohol again. Like, because they'll purge out that negative energy. A lot of people who are alcoholics, they'll purge out the alcohol and they'll never have the desire again.
Right.
For those of you that are vegan, my first session, I purged out the idea of beef. Like I've never even like I considered being vegetarian, but I purged out the energy of beef. Like I felt and I was like, whoa, I'm not supposed to be eating this shit. And I really reduced the amount of beef that I'm eating, and I'm eating chicken, more fish, but like beef came up because that's like a negative energy. Like the cow had energy, and I felt it. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. I came in to try to make money, and I'm purging out beef and the girls that I've been with and like all this other stuff. So what happens is you'll heal yourself by purging out the negative stuff. And what happens is you'll feel so much better and you'll feel so much enlightened, and you'll know the direction. So I did it. I was scared. I was nervous. Even this last session, I was so nervous this last one because I was going to give up my control. Because I'm not going to lie, the first session was intense. I was like, I remember going in like, God, I want it to stop. Please stop. I don't want any more. Because it was so intense. Like, I was like, God, I was feeling the energy. I was feeling God, the negative, the this and that. It was an emotional, like, I don't hallucinate. I just felt emotions, different emotion. I just felt energy, and I just felt this. And I was like, you can't explain it. So in my last session, I was coming down a little bit, and I was like, how would I explain this feeling to somebody that has never done it? You can't. You can't explain ayahuasca. It's a completely different connection. Like you're vibing with the music, you're riding the waves, you're riding your emotions, you're going through stories. Like it's like the whole concept of time. I'm getting the chills right now. It's crazy. The whole concept of time is something us humans created. There's no such thing as time.
Right.
There's no such thing as time. I know this might, man, if this is turning you guys off, you guys can hop off. I'll see you guys next Monday. But guys, like there's no concept of time. Like I saw myself, like we have, like, I didn't believe in like past life stuff. Like when people start talking about like crystals and past life, I'm like, all right, bro. All right, bro. I just like, all right. But I went and I started seeing that stuff. Like it was weird because I went to my past life and I fixed some things there and I came back. And shit was freaking weird, guys. You guys, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. You take it at least once, because what you'll realize is that we live in such a big world. We live in such a massive world. And a lot of the times we just fret over bullshit. If you were to look at your life right now, the problems in your life, a lot of them are just bullshit. You're worrying about what car you're gonna get. You're worrying about what your boyfriend said. You're worrying about what your parents think about you. That's all bullshit in the spiritual world. Like it's all bullshit. Like we're here to do something so much bigger. We're here to live an abundant life. We're here to love up on one another. And you know what I realized? And everybody has their own philosophies. But here's my philosophy. Here's what I came from. The reason, the point of living is to feel emotions, because in the spirit world, it's all love. Like there's no emotions in God's world. It's all greatness. It's all good. It's all amazing. We're on this earth to experience the sadness, to experience happiness, to experience what it's like to have children, to experience depression, to experience excitement and all the emotions, because there are no emotions in the spiritual world. It's just one, love, goodness. And so we're put on this earth really to feel emotions and to love up on one another. So that was it. It was an amazing experience. I highly recommend it. You guys, if you go on my YouTube channel, I have the contact to the guy here in Colombia. His name is Orion. He speaks English. He'll pick you up, drive you to the site. Highly recommend it. You'll never look at life and business the same. You'll love more. You'll give more. You'll expand more. You'll earn more income because you'll know where you come from, and things will just be really cool. I probably do it once a year. If not, yeah, probably once a year I'll do it. And just keep going from there. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, man. Love it. Thank you so much. I've never tried it, never really, I never had anything against it. But now it's like, now that I know somebody about it, it kind of really enlightens my brain of what, like, I want to be able to just tap in without something like that. But then again, if it's something that releases you spiritually and like you lets you do, lets you be the better person of yourself, then hey, I'm not against it. But
yep. That's what definitely happened.
Yeah, that are against it. So it's like, well, everyone's different, so
Yeah, everybody has like their own things. Like I'm still Christian. I still go to church. I still read the Bible, but I still try ayahuasca. You know, it's experience. I'm very open, and I'm really glad I did because I drew even closer. I knew where
I have to visit you in Colombia before you head out. When are you heading out?
I'll be back in Miami Saturday. So I'm back in
Jeez.
Where's my Miami family at, guys? We're gonna hold some events in Miami. All right, Andrew, I'm gonna move on to the next person. Okay,
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
Miguel, go ahead.
Hello, DeAndre.
Hey,
So I'm studying you every day in your YouTube videos, and my awareness was always up, having a new awareness of everything. And now you're just doing in Mondays the calls. What do you advise? So my awareness was going up. What do you say? What do I study? Did I study Bob Proctor videos in YouTube? What do you advise?
yeah, yeah, just keep hopping on the calls, and then there's only so much you can do for free, honestly. Like, guys, it gets to the point because I speak to you guys like like your brother. I'm not talking to you guys like a salesperson. I'm just real with you guys. It gets to the point you have to invest in yourself. Like, I invested. I think I told you guys last Friday. I invested another 10,000. Bob had a new program. He's like, "Hey, I'm doing this mastermind thing. I'll meet with you once a week for 2 hours. I'll coach you up. It's 10K." I was like, "All right, run it. Run my credit card." I've invested like $60,000 since March in myself. So like, there's only so much you can do for free. Like, I would have none of what I have now for free. Like, watching YouTube videos is good, but until you put your money where your mouth is, you won't take it as serious. Number two, you'll get more out of it. Number three, the laws of the universe will make sure the money comes back. See, a lot of people want to grow their business, grow their income, and then they're not willing to go invest $5,000 in themselves. Like, how the hell can you say, I want to earn $100,000 a month, but not invest in yourself? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I want to invest as much as I can in myself. I'm investing in myself more than I am in real estate right now, because the more I invest in myself, the more real estate I'll be able to buy. So that's the first preface. You realize there's only so much you can do for free. So watching YouTube videos from Bob, Earl Nightingale, but I would recommend trying to getting into one of his programs, whether it's the one I have. I offer Thinking into Results. He has another one called Lead the Field. I think it's like only $3,000. What else does he have? Like, yeah, most of the stuff he charges a lot of money, because the more money you charge somebody, the more results they'll get. If we charge $100 for it, you won't be earning the $100,000 a month that you could earn, versus when you pay thousands of dollars. So yeah, just watch some YouTube videos, but I highly recommend, guys, coming up with some funds to invest in yourself. That's the best investment you can do. Before you buy that car, there's some of my clients, they're saving up their down payment for their car, and they'll drop it on the down payment on the program, because it's like, well, shit, I'm going to buy a Honda for $3,000. Might as well just put a down payment and go fucking buy, sorry, my language, go buy a Tesla in 6 months or a year from now. The car I really want, instead of something that just gets me by. And that's the thought process that I have. You know, it's like, I invest as much, the more money I invest in Bob and myself, the more millions I'll make back. So that's what I recommend. That answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Miguel. John, go ahead.
Hey, what's up? I don't know why this background is popping up every single time. I don't know how to take it off, but I had one question. When you found yourself in the lowest state of your finances and like your mental morale, back when you were like in that position where you felt nothing to your name,
Yeah.
What helped you bridge the gap to make the money to be able to invest in yourself?
I got a credit card. So, okay. So I had two low points. Low point number one was that when it was Christmas Eve, 2018. I was sleeping in my car for 4 months. I slept in my car from December 2018 to March 2019. That was a really low point, because I was literally eating like Wendy's every single day, the 4 for $4. I was eating the $5 Subways. I was so happy because I was in Miami, but you know, it is what it is. Now, if you're dead broke right now and you're like, okay, how can I come up with some money to invest in myself? So what I was doing, last year in November, I was dead broke again. So it was a habit. It was a paradigm. Okay. I was dead broke again. So what happened, by the way, I was so broke that my grandparents had to buy my $200 flight to go back to California. That's how broke I was. They had to bail me out. Okay. So I went to California. Here I am sleeping on their couch. I have 2 credit cards in collections. I'm $10,000 in credit card debt. I haven't had car insurance for 2 years. I was down. Okay. Luckily, you know, everything happens for a reason. My friend introduced me to Lyft and something called Amazon Flex. So I would deliver Amazon packages and I would make like, you know, $70 a day and then drive for Lyft on the weekend. So I was earning like $2,500 a month, which got me stable. I started getting car insurance. I started paying for my living expenses. So during that time, I got a credit card because I was restarting my Amazon store. I wasn't just going to drive for Lyft. For the next year. So what I said, I was like, okay, let me sell on Amazon. So my grandpa helped me get a credit card because my credit card was shit, or my credit was shit. So I got a business line of credit co-signed by my grandfather. So he owns 2% of my company, or my Amazon company. And so he helped me get a credit card. I had a credit card limit of $17,000. And I started running my Amazon store. And yeah, business credit, you get way more credit, and it doesn't go against your credit history. So I've been studying credit now. I fixed my credit. So yeah, it doesn't go. So I got a 17 line of credit. So when I went to the Bob Proctor event, even though I only had $200 in my bank account, I had $17,000. Well, at the time, $10,000 of credit. So I said, you know what? Like, by the way, to become a consultant, I paid $33,000. So like, I want you to understand. Here I am driving for Lyft, sleeping on my grandparents' couch, earning $2,500 a month. And then Bob says to become a consultant, it's $33,000. So I'm like, shit. But I'm like, you know what? I have to change my life. I have to. So I was like, you know what? It's either I put this on credit card or I go back to driving for Lyft and figuring out my life on my own. So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. So I put I said, what's the minimum I can put down today? They said 5,000. I was like, well, I'll put 5,000 down. So I put 5,000 on the credit card, on the business credit card, on my grandpa's credit card. And I was like, you know what? Let's do this. And then I said, okay, well, what's the monthly payment going to be? They said it's about $2,900. It's like, damn, that's what I make for the month. Shit. So, so I'm like, shit. I was like, run it, bro, run it. Because I have nothing to lose. I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? And Bob said, if you study this program, to study it, grow your awareness, your income will change. Trust me, just trust me. I was like, okay, Bob, like I have nothing to lose. I've been doing it my way for 5 years. I need a mentor. So I started studying the program. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know if I was a law of attraction coach. I didn't know I was a manifestation coach. I didn't know what I was doing. So for the first month, nothing happened. I just studied. I studied the program, thinking into results. I studied. Every day I'd watch the course. Every day I'd do the workbook. Every day I'd read my goal card. I did everything that he said in the program. Nothing happened. Then I come to Colombia in the month of March. Okay. And I started studying and things started working. I started changing my paradigm. So the month of March, I earned, in my consulting business, I earned $11,000 cash. And then in my Amazon business, I earned another like 10K. So I was like 20K or something. Okay. So my first month, no, I think it was like 32,000 in total. I don't know what, it came out to like 32K. So I went from broke to a $32,000 a month. Then in April, I earned 102,000. And last month I earned $250,000. So I literally went from $200 starting on credit card to earning $250,000 last month. And I'm at like 35K for the month already. So like literally, boom, just like, I believed in it. I studied the program, and that's why I just like offer it. I was like, guys, this shit will change your life, you know? And that's what happened to me. It's just my story, you know? And if it happened to me, it can happen to you guys. Now I'm going back to Miami, not sleeping in my car now, but now living on the 28th floor in downtown Miami.
Nice.
It's a lot different now. Yep.
Yeah, real different. So you think you could do this if you were in any aspect of like business, like any kind of business where you can make big money?
Yeah. Success is a once you're in because the program it teaches you how to be successful in life. And when you're successful in life, you're successful in business. So whether you're network marketing, you're in car sales. One of my close friends, he works at CarMax. He's now the top performer at CarMax in 3 months of working in the program. So he has the, even during the coronavirus, he's outperforming everybody else. Like the program just helps you become a better salesman, better leader, attract more sales, attract more income, attract more everything. So no matter what industry you're in, it'll help you. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, guys. So without further ado, I'm hungry. I haven't ate. So I just posted in the chat. If you want to schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me, you can either reach out to me on Instagram at Miami Patron. Put it right here. I'll be back in Miami this week at Miami Patron, or you can message me on Instagram or click the link right there and book a one-on-one call with me. See if the program is a good fit for you and your business, and we go from there. So without further ado, guys, the recording will be up on my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next time. See you guys next Monday.